Hi, in this WooCommerce tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create an account page with endpoints. I'm going to show you how you can take the default My Account page that comes with WooCommerce, turn it in from this over into something like this, where you can have a lot more customization with your navigation. And here are the plugins that you're going to need installed if you want to follow this tutorial. I'm going to be using Elementor, Elementor Pro. I'm going to be using JetMenu so you can customize that navigation I just showed you in the My Account page. And of course, we're going to have WooCommerce, and then we need JetWooBuilder installed. And before we continue with the tutorial, what I'm going to do is try to explain how these endpoints are working inside of WooCommerce. So when you install WooCommerce, by default, what it's going to do is it creates all of these pages. So you probably have seen this, of course, if you're using WooCommerce. It's automatically going to create the cart page, checkout, and My Account and shop. These are all going to be ones that are automatically installed when you have WooCommerce. So when you go into the My Account page, that's what this page is right here, where the user can go in and actually see their orders, change their address, log out, that type of stuff. Each one of these buttons on the main menu on their account page, those are considered endpoints. So if you go into WooCommerce underneath settings, you can see right here underneath advanced. So if you click on the tab up here under advanced, this is going to show you all the endpoints that is inside of WooCommerce. So they have checkout endpoints, which we're not going to cover in this tutorial, but you can see right here underneath account endpoints, these are all the different endpoints. The way I look at endpoints is kind of like a template. That's the way I easily can understand it, is it's like a template within WooCommerce. So you could always create individual pages for each one of these if you wanted, but it's actually more work. I feel like the template system inside of JetWooBuilder is a better option if you're going to be using My Account pages like this. Okay, so now if we jump over into WooCommerce and then JetWooBuilder, let me scroll down and show you how I have it set up, and then we'll reverse engineer it. So in this tutorial, what I'm going to do is cover each one of these sections, and you can see right down here, these are the different endpoints. I'm going to show you how you can assign your orders, your downloads, your address, and then if you need to the edit account endpoints, you can have that down here as well. So I'm going to show you how you enable all of this, and then, it will all tie together and make a lot more sense. But I wanted to visually show you that if you want to follow the tutorial in full and you want to make it look like this, this is how it should look underneath WooCommerce settings and JetWooBuilder. You should have all of these checkboxes enabled, and most of these should, have a custom endpoint if you need one. So now we can get started on the tutorial. The first thing is we need to go underneath Crocoblock right here, and you're going to want to make sure that we have all of the widgets that we need installed. So if you click on Jet Plugin Settings, you're going to see this tab for JetWooBuilder. Just go underneath Widgets, and then once that loads up, scroll down to the bottom of the page right here, and make sure you have all of these on. These are all of the different My Account widgets right here. So we have the details, dashboard, logout, downloads. So you're going to want to make sure you have all of these on in order to follow the rest of this tutorial. So now that you have your My Account widgets enabled, now what we're going to do is go into the WooCommerce settings, and we're going to be creating this menu system right here inside of WordPress, and then we're going to assign it to the page. So now what we need to do is just go underneath Appearance, click on Menus, and like I said, throughout this tutorial, I'm going to be doing reverse engineering. So you're going to go ahead and just click Add New Menu right here. I'm going to show you what I have set up right on my existing menu right here. And you can see right here, I have Dashboard, Orders, Downloads, Addresses, My Account, and Logout. So if you look on the left side right here, there's a whole tab for WooCommerce Endpoints. So all I did was you could just go ahead and click which ones you want added to your menu, click Add to Menu, and then it's going to automatically appear right here. And you're going to see right here, it will automatically add the custom endpoints. So it should say My Account -orders, whatever you have. If you did change your settings inside of WooCommerce, it might look a little bit different. But you could just see it's just redirecting to this URL. And in order to pull off these custom icons right here, I'm using the JetMenu plugin with Crocoblock. And like I said, this is optional. You don't have to do this step, but it is a lot easier just doing it within here. And in order to do that, all you need to do is once that plugin is installed, when you go and you hover over each one of these, there's going to be this settings menu that comes up. So you just go ahead and click that. And then all I did was underneath where it says item icon, just go ahead and choose something like icon. So then you could just click right here inside of item icon, and you could select all of these different icons right here. And if you have a custom one, you can always go ahead with something like an SVG, upload it, and then use that as what you want to use. But just go ahead to each one of these. Some of them are going to automatically already have custom icons in here. So I believe something like that one already had it in there. But just go to each one of them and click and add whichever icon that you want. So then you want to make sure they all have an icon just like this. Now that you have your menu system set up, now what we're going to do is go into the JetWooBuilder template section and start building out these pages. So just go underneath Crocoblock right here, click on Woo Page Builder, and then you're going to be brought to this new section right here. So of course you're not going to have anything inside of here, but this is how it could look if you have, let me just go over everything. This is how it could look if you have all of your endpoints already enabled. So you can see right here, I have a downloads endpoint, my account details, address, orders, dashboard, and like the main account page. So when you first land on the My Account page right here, this is like the main dashboard. So this is going to be probably the most important one you create. And then what you need to do is then create each one of these as like an endpoint. So what you're going to do for that is just go and click Create New Template, go down to My Account, and just give it a name. So in that situation, I just called it Main Account Dashboard. And then you could see I kept it very organized. And then all of the buttons over here or the links, you could see like orders. I just called it like orders endpoint. But what I recommend is the main landing page, just call it something like main account dashboard or something like that. Okay, so now that we have that in there, now what I'm going to do is show you how I have this whole page built out. So as you can see right here, I just have one main container and I just split it into two. So what I did is, let me just go down here and like rebuild it out. So I just clicked add new, and then you can click something like this one. So you're going to have the nav on the left and the main content on the right. So that's how I was able to split that content like that. Then what you need to do is, if you want to have a header, you could always go ahead and do that. I just added a regular heading right here, just called it like My Account. Then right here, this widget is called the vertical mega menu. So if you just go and you just type in something like vertical, you're going to see you can click and drag that one in here. And whatever you called it inside of the WordPress system, I called it like My Account menu. You're going to go ahead and just select that. And then underneath settings right here, you're probably going to have it on the right side. So the icons are going to be, like that. You can change it however you want, of course. But let's just go on the right. And then everything else inside of here is just kind of like standard, Elementor styling. So I made sure that the width of this was 100% to fill this little container. And then down here, if you click on main menu items, this is where I went ahead and changed the background color of all of these things. And if you go underneath where it says icon, this is where you can go ahead and change the size of these icons. So you can see right here, like 20 pixels. So depending on your use case, you can always go ahead and change that. You can see you could change out all of this stuff right here. Now, one thing I did notice was, let's say I wanted to have it a lot thicker or more padding like that. In order to get these words to come down, what you need to do is go underneath your main menu items. And right here, the typography, what you need to change here is actually the line height. So if you're using something like pixels or rems in this case, just go ahead and change the line height right here to align it to right in the middle of like where the icons would be. And like I said, using JetMenu is kind of optional if you don't want these custom icons. You could always go ahead and just use something like the default WordPress menu. So if you just type in something like WordPress, you can click and drag, and then you can choose My Account right here. You could do something like vertical. And so you could always go ahead and use something that's already built into Elementor if you don't want to use JetMenu, if you don't want to have like the custom icons. But it is a lot easier if you're using JetMenu to have custom icons like that. But I just wanted to show that, it's optional. You don't have to choose that. So let me go ahead and remove that one. Now what we need to do is add a widget called Account Content. So let me go ahead and show you that underneath JetWooBuilder, you're going to see on the left side, when you're on the My Account template system like we're in right now, this should get pushed to the top. And then anything that says the word account in front of it, that's what you can click and drag in here. So this one right here on this main page, so if I go back here, this is the main page right here. You have to drop in a special widget right here on the main page or nothing else is going to work. So if I go back into here and go back into the widgets, you're going to want to go ahead and click this one right here called Account Content. You're just going to want to click and drag that in or just click it in like I just did. And that's it. You don't really have to style this one up that much if you don't want to. They have some settings in here called like the order buttons, the order table. So when you're on the orders page, you could override a lot of those like styles within here. But I just recommend just drag it in and don't change anything, because each one of these you can now go ahead and click. Like if I'm on orders, when I drop in this endpoint widget, I could style it up inside of there. So really you just kind of drop this in here, and then that's about it. That's all you have to do on this page. Just go ahead and click update. So now that you have your My Account dashboard created, what you need to do is go underneath WooCommerce now, underneath settings, and then click on JetWooBuilder. Then what you need to do is scroll down to the bottom of this page right here, and you're going to want to click this button, this very first one called Custom My Account Page. Click that on, and then select the one we just created. So that one was called Main Account Dashboard. So when you do that, what it's going to do is override that default like shortcode that WooCommerce automatically creates. It's going to override that and use what we just created. So once you select that, you just go ahead and hit Save Changes, and then you're going to want to go to your My Account page. Just hit refresh and make sure it took in all of your, your dashboard settings and your menus all looking correctly. Now that you created your My Account template page, the rest of them are a very similar process. So let me go ahead and show you how you create the My Account dashboard template. So that's actually going to be the very first one. So when you're on the dashboard, that's going to be this widget right here. So that's why I said that one widget we just pulled in, we don't need to really worry about styling that up, because we're going to be overriding it with these endpoints. So very similar process. Let's just go underneath Crocoblock, Woo Page Builder. You're going to want to go ahead and create new template, go underneath My Account, and then I'm calling this one just Dashboard Endpoint. So you can see I have this one here, just something like Dashboard Endpoint. That way you know which one you're on. Let me go ahead and open that one up. And then inside of here, you're going to notice we have no navigation system or anything like that. It's just going to be you pull in a single widget. You could style it up, add anything else above or below it, and then it will get injected into this section right here. So if you want to have like, let's say, I don't know, an image gallery right below here, you could go ahead and do that very easily. And you don't have to worry about this right here. This is actually just the page template title, but if you want to go ahead and hide that, you could go underneath your Elementor settings. So in this editor, you can see it's in the bottom left, but if you have it enabled at the top, you might see the settings icon up there. You could just click this button where it says hide title if you want to remove that. So now all we need to do is just kind of click and drag in a heading. So you can see I just brought in a heading called like dashboard. So that's what's going to show up right here. So when you're on the dashboard, you can have another custom heading right here. And this one is actually just called account dashboard. So if you just go underneath your widget, like I said, anything that has the word account in front of it, you could just click and drag it in. So this one was just called account dashboard. Just click and drag that in. So now this is where you can go ahead and style this stuff up. So if you wanted to, change the font sizes, you would do that all right within here. That's why I said, don't worry about that other page. You're going to just override it within here. So all you need to do is just go ahead and hit update. And that's all that you really need to do on this page. So like I said, if you want to add more stuff above it, below it, next to it, whatever you want, you have 100% freedom. And then you just kind of follow the same steps we just did. So if you go underneath WooCommerce, settings, then underneath JetWooBuilder, just go ahead and click that, and then scroll down to the bottom of this page right here. And then you're going to want to go ahead and just click this button where it says Enable Custom My Account Page Endpoints. And then it gives you a little description. If you don't create one, like let's say we didn't create this one, you could always just keep it at default, and then it will pull in like the default WooCommerce one, but still keep like the layout of everything. Hopefully that makes sense. But what we need to do is underneath My Account Dashboard Template, just choose the one we just created called Dashboard Endpoint. That's it. Just go ahead, scroll down, and hit Save. So now when you go here, anything that you add inside of this template we just created is going to get updated. So let me just give you a quick example. If I go in and add, let's just say an image below it, you're going to see it's going to look real big here. Just hit Update. So once you have it assigned, I like to always go ahead and just click and drag in another widget or something, make sure everything is working. So now you can see, you can easily edit this all at a template level. So you don't need to go to each page or anything like that. You just edit here, and then you're going to see it's going to go away now. The image is going to be gone. And then you basically just going to go ahead and just follow all of the same steps and just add it for all of the other endpoints. So I'll walk you through another one called My Account Orders Endpoint. So this one's going to be really important. This is going to be when the user goes to their account page, they're going to want to have access to the orders they have right here. And very similar process. You just go underneath your Crocoblock, Woo Page Builder. And then underneath, I have my account right here. You can see I have this one here called Orders Endpoint. So you're just going to go ahead and click New Template. Make sure it's assigned to the My Account type. And then right inside of here, this widget is just called Account Orders. So you can see right here, if you just look, it's this button right here where it says Account Orders. And then this one's going to be important because you're going to want to probably style up how the table is going to look. So you can see I have like the heading, everything's like middle aligned. You go to the table cell, you can see I aligned that because usually it's by the left. But I just wanted to make sure everything was like flush and down the middle right here. This is where you can go ahead and style your button. So when they click that, it's going to go to another page. So if I click right here, it's going to go inside of here and show you like a table. So you can edit all of that stuff all within that page. And then you're just going to want to go ahead and underneath WooCommerce settings, just go back into JetWooBuilder, and then you're just going to go ahead and assign it for that one right there. So account endpoints, just go ahead and select that and then hit save. And then the rest of them are very similar. So downloads is basically the same way. My account right here. I will open this one up. This is a little bit different. This one right here, it says My Account Edit Account Endpoint Template. It's a mouthful. What that is this widget right here. It's the same process. That widget is called Account Details. So in case you need to know which one that is, it's this one right here just called Account Details. So that's going to be how you can change up how the form's going to look. So when the user clicks on here, on Account Details, that's going to show up right here like this. And then this is where you're going to go ahead and make all the edits to your form. So if you need to, of course, have some bigger gaps in between them or whatever it may be, this is where you're going to make all those edits. And then the very last one is you're going to see this one called Logout. That's not considered an endpoint that you need to assign in here. In order to get that, what you need to do is just go back underneath your appearance, go to menus, and then underneath where it says WooCommerce Endpoints, you can see that there's two of them that you don't need to assign a custom endpoint, and that is Logout and Lost Password. So all you need to do is just click and drag that in, or you can just click and right here it says Add to Menu. And you can see it adds this custom URL. So this is all like a WooCommerce URL. And when you click that, it's going to log out the user. So I can go ahead and just click that. And now I'm going to be logged out of the website. So you can see right here, it's going to automatically have them redirect to like a login page. And that's it for this JetWooBuilder tutorial on how to create your custom endpoints for your My Account page. Thank you for watching.